Hello everyone, the X-Men have returned in X-Men 97. The first two episodes have arrived on Disney Plus, and I have to say this was an excellent start to the series for us 90s kids and X-Men fans. Oh my god. Let's just preface by saying that, like, as a 90s kid, I used to watch this show all the time with Spider-Man, Goosebumps, Beetleborgs, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and Batman the Animated Series on Fox Kids after school. And it's one of those things before DVR and streaming where I didn't catch the end of the show till it was on Netflix decades later. And you could tell that they changed the animation style in the final season, but it was interesting seeing the ending and the loss of Charles Xavier. This show continues right after. So it's not like a reboot in the sense of like, oh, we're going to bring this back and it'd be like a legacy sequel. No, they continue it right after, at least a year after the original, which ended in 96. So that's cool that it's just taken place as a sequel. And you know, this show has so much to do with me getting into X-Men. I remember getting the VHS tapes at Pizza Hut at Stanley and other comic book creators talk about the X-Men. And this was a staple of my childhood before the X-Men films came out in live action in 2000. So to see them actually continue it and make this with a labor of love that they did is nothing short of amazing. From the Marvel Animation logo showing the previous animated shows to the intro, right on the intro, they get it right and they recreate the original intro with the music. The music in this, the animation style, stays true to the original while also adding a modern flair. And the same goes for the story. You still have the same key issues of mutant rights and how mutants live in a society with humans like he did in the original show and much like he did in the original comics. It has a bit of an edge that's meant for people who grew up with the originals watching it as adults now. And I absolutely enjoyed this from start to finish. It's been a while since I've seen a cartoon this well made. It's been a while since I've seen the X-Men like this, and it was great. I love the X-Men, and it was nice seeing the real X-Men back. Aside from the animation, music, and story, I think another thing that helps with this is that the remaining cast members who are alive, they have their voices, so almost all the actors get to reprise their roles. It feels like a proper continuation. Wolverine is Wolverine as always. Cyclops is the leader of the X-Men. It's nice finally seeing him in that way, especially with the loss of Charles Xavier. They're all trying to move on and honor Charles as a legacy after the events of the finale. Jean Grey is in it, and she's pregnant with Scott's baby. You know, there's some cool nods to future characters, that's all I'm going to say. And you get Rogue and Gambit. Gambit and Wolverine were always my favorite characters growing up. Beast, Hank McCoy, Storm. Storm is awesome in the time she is given in these first two. And then one of my favorite characters actually is Morph. He gets a lot of fun stuff to do, and he's almost like an emotional support for the team, the kind of comic relief in a way, to always like talk about their issues and just be like the shoulder to lean on, you know? And I kind of like that, especially with Wolverine and Morph. Their stuff is great. And then seeing the villains, the human villains, stuff has escalated to say the least, and it's great seeing how Eric Lyncher, Magneto, gets involved in this story in the first two and what goes down. There's some serious heavy stuff in these first two episodes that I adored. This harkens back to what makes the X-Men with civil rights, an allegory for civil rights and its mutant rights, living, coexisting with humans, and basically fighting for the right to live, you know? And that's one thing that this show does very well with the X-Men, and it leaves it open for some interesting things to happen in the next weeks. The cliffhanger at the end of 2 kind of got me, where I'm like, is it somebody from the future? Is it a shapeshifter? What's going on, you know? So many theories there going through my head. And to say the least, without going into spoilers, is pretty much it. But I do like how they keep that 1997 aesthetic. You know, they managed to pay homage to what came before while also paving their own way forward with their own identity. And that's one thing that I love about this. It's not only a proper continuation of the 90s show, but it's also its own thing, its own different monster. And it's beautiful. As a 90s kid, I am excited. I never thought I would see these characters in this world come back. And the way they did just put a smile on my face, where it's very easy to see legacy sequels or reboots just kind of crap all over the legacy of something of what came before, you know. And to see this done with such love and sincerity is a very rare thing, and I just love it. I think it's up there with like Cobra Kai, Creed, or Star Trek Picard Season 3 as far as seeing your older characters back. And this one, unlike those, there was no passage of time. It's just right after, like maybe a year after. So even though it's been decades for us, story-wise, this is right after. And that was great that they made a proper continuation years later. I love the style of animation. The way they do the movement is just insane. I love the work done by the cast and crew here. But if they keep the quality up, we're going to be in for a treat with the real X-Men. And hearing that intro again, I haven't felt that great and haven't been on that level of a high since X-Men Days of Future Past when I heard the X-Men 2 theme, to say the least. Anyway, those are just my brief thoughts on it. I'm going to be going over the X-Men episodes each week. Check out the first 2 episodes on Disney Plus right now. To Me, My X-Men, and Mutant Liberation Begins. Check out the 2 episodes and let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Were you a 90s kid? Were you born way after? Maybe saw it on ABC Family or Netflix? Let me know. Are you a fan of the X-Men? What did you think of this show? And share your X-Men love and memories down in the comments below. In the meantime, you can check out these videos for more content. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Till next time, stay mutant and proud.